Hello, everyone, and welcome to Life Journeys with Serena. I am so happy to be here with you all. It is Tuesday, February 10th. I definitely had to check that one. It's February 10th, 2026. And I am live with you all today. I'm going to be providing some readings. I'm going to be answering any questions that you may have in the chat if you would like a personal reading or if you would like to connect. And I am going to be looking at some industry readings. This is something that I used to do way back when. Last year when I was just getting started on YouTube, and I really enjoyed them. If you have a specific industry or career or job that you would like me to provide a reading for, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. And I'll make sure to connect with that in my next industry reading. I think I'm going to start doing this a little more often. And for those of you who are new here, I am an intuitive advisor over at One to Listen. I connect through my intuition. I connect through my connection to the universe and through tarot and oracle cards. And I really just love connecting with your energy and being able to provide any messages that come through. My main mission is to be able to create a healthy, safe, beautiful space where people can grow and evolve and heal. And I believe that it is through connection and community that we can do this. So I love being able to provide a little bit of insight that I have through my just natural connection to the universe and this gift that I've been given. So without further ado, let's jump in. I don't want to waste any time for you guys, and just let's make sure that I get through this. For those of you who were with me in my live stream 2 weeks ago, I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to respond to all of your comments in the chat. I absolutely love that you were letting me know what resonated with you as I was going through each of the zodiac signs. That just means the world to me, and I was cutting it a little bit close. So I'm going to be a bit more time efficient today. I'm just doing 3 readings. I'm not going to do 12. It depends on if there's any questions in the chat, of course. But I love it when you guys show up and let me know what you think. It really does mean the world to me. So if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can be a part of all of my live streams. I'm live every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I'll be dropping a few other videos as well, just providing some more readings so that you all can hopefully get a little bit of guidance or heads up about what's coming up and everything along those lines. So the 3 readings I'm doing today are, we're going to be connecting with everyone in the healthcare industry. We're going to be connecting with everybody who's in retail or who's working in any sort of retail, and then also all service industry and hospitality. So those are the 3 industries that I'm going to be connecting with. And if this is a job that you currently have, if this is a job you've held in the past, something that you are aspiring for and you want to be in this community and in this career in the future, then this reading is for you. These are general readings that I'm not asking a specific question. I'm just asking, what information does this group of people need to know in order to thrive, in order to be prepared for any surprises coming up for them, or you never know what is really going to come up. So sometimes I ask a specific question about, your romantic connections or your career, or what's going on in your family or for your personal health. But for today, I'm just asking a general reading, and that's the insight that I hope to provide for you all today. And we already have cards jumping out the deck. We're starting with our healthcare industry, and the first one we have is partnership. This is my Mists of Avalon Oracle deck. I use this for my general readings when I'm connecting with a mass group of people. I love this deck. Let's see what else we have for the healthcare industry. We have movement in reverse. Let me see. And we have the swan in reverse. All right. So I am actually, this feels really tied to your closest relationships. I'm picking that up from our partnership card as our first card. For some of you, this could be your intimate relationships, your romantic relationships. So this does feel like it has more of a, for the majority of you, this does feel mostly tied to family. It's like you've been trying to create change, and you just keep, it feels like you've been trying to create change, but you haven't been able to get any traction. You haven't been able to get that flowing movement in this change that it is needed. You need this change. And it's what I love about this card for movement. You would think that a card titled movement would have so much movement in it, but all that water is completely still. And when it's reverse especially, I really hone in on how still that image is. It is so peaceful and quiet. And for all of you who are working in the healthcare industry in any way, this connection, this relationship that you've been trying to create that movement and trying to bring in that change, that transformation, let me see what the next action is that you need to take, because you're on the right path. You just got focus in reverse. You're on the right path, but it's like you haven't been able to truly dedicate yourself to this. And I can almost feel some of you saying, no, I've tried. But if you truly were to step back and take a look at the efforts that you've put forward, it actually feels like you've been fairly distracted by life, that you haven't actually put that effort in. So I want to challenge you and say, set aside some dedicated time for this specific connection, for this relationship. Set aside some time where you can actually set down the distractions and dedicate yourself to, even if it's just 20 minutes. There's something that you need to have, that specific chunk of time, that specific moment where you are entirely focused on that connection, on that relationship, where you aren't being pulled in all the many directions that is your life, because I feel how much you're juggling too. And it's almost like this connection needs to see that it is valued by this simple act of setting aside that time. And it really doesn't feel heavy. Yeah, you got the Queen. You just need that nurturing feminine energy to be able to come forward and truly just connect. You don't need to have heavy conversations. It doesn't feel like you need to make this a dramatic or emotional thing. This can be something that is simply just setting aside time to truly bond and play and bring that light and laughter into your connection. And that feels like, even though I know there's so many other complications and heavy things that do need to be addressed, now's not the time for it. Let yourself just enjoy how wonderful this connection feels, how wonderful this relationship feels. And for those of you where this is for a family member, this could be, doing something you used to do when you were kids, maybe. Or if it's a romantic connection, something you did when you were first dating. There's something that feels like kind of time traveling in this a little bit and going back to when things were a little simpler, when things weren't as complicated and busy, and when you weren't juggling so much. There's something that's, uh, it can let it be simple. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Let it be simple. So, and for those of you in the healthcare industry, I hope that resonated. Let's throw one simple action card. I have my Seeds from the Sacred Feminine deck. I love this deck. It's wonderful because it allows you to have that like really beautiful image, but kind of just clear phrase that you can stick with you as you're going through and navigating these decisions. Let's see what we have for you. Yeah, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Look how beautiful that is. Take a deep breath. Yeah, just allow yourself to just focus in on why this person is so wonderful in your life. Take a deep breath. Breathe with them. This change and this need for change, this transformation is coming. You don't need to force it into it. You just need to truly set aside that time and be honest about how much time you're truly dedicating to this connection, because it deserves this time. This is not something that's supposed to be thrown to the side. It deserves this time. Okay, I hope that resonated for you all. Let's shift into our retail workers. So anyone who's working in retail, or if you've worked in retail in the past, or if you have, I don't know, if you just really feel connected to anything working in retail, or this reading's for you. There's such a wide variety of you who can say that you work under retail. So this is they all are, but I love being able to connect with so much variety in this energy. And let's just see what general reading we have for you all. In retail, we have the Lady of the Lake. Very powerful card. We have the Serpent in reversed. And we have Burden upright. I'm going to throw one more for you guys. And we have Movement upright. All right. So for all of you in retail, I feel a really heavy responsibility on your shoulders. You do feel burdened by this responsibility. And it's almost as if it feels like you aren't able to access the life that you have dreamed of. Yeah. It feels like you've been handed this responsibility, and for some of you, this is huge, right? This is like you are responsible for taking care of your family, or you are, or you're taking care of a family business, or, a lot of this feels huge. It's all consuming in your life. And for some of you, it's a lot smaller. It's this week you have to take care of your nieces and nephews, or right? Like it's something that is much more temporary. But you all seem to have this responsibility kind of thrust upon you, and it feels like you are seeing it as limiting you, and it is. It's stopping you from being able to pursue these other parts of your world and other dreams that you have. There's almost a missed opportunity within this responsibility, though. Like, the message that's coming through is with a simple perspective shift. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it is a lot on your shoulders. But there's an opportunity here for you to have a bit of that dream, a bit of those aspirations that you those aspirations that you dream about, those things, the other careers that you dream about, the other relationships that you dream about. There's ways that the lifestyles and the hobbies that you're dreaming about. We got another card coming out here. We have the horse. Okay, that's exactly where I was going with it. So you have, and with the simple perspective shift and with asking for help, there, I feel you surrounded by a community that it seems like you're not really taking advantage of right now. It feels like there's people that are just waiting for you to ask for their help. And you may, and I feel you saying, no, they're not going to do it the way that I want to, or no, they're not, they definitely don't want to help me. They have too much of their own things going on. There's a miscommunication that's happened there where you all can come together and support each other, and it feels like there's really great community that's just within your reach, and you're not taking advantage of here. So the two messages for you, everyone within retail, is with this burden that you are shouldering, it's not that I see it going away, right? This is a part of your life. But there is a way that you can actually take advantage of the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. The opportunities that you're not seeing right now, you're choosing not to see. I see you almost with your hands over your eyes. There are opportunities surrounding you, and there's community surrounding you, but you're choosing not to see it. And that is a choice. And so I'm challenging a little bit everyone here where to say, kind of accept that you need to accept that this is a responsibility that you've been given that you're going to shoulder, and then make the most of it, because there's great opportunity here for you to have those dreams now in this life. And you don't have to do it alone. There's great community here that is waiting for you to just say, hey, could I get your help on this one thing? Or, and you offering help in return. It feels very reciprocal and it feels organic. You don't have to go hunt for this community. I feel them right there for you. And a simple perspective shift of choosing to not feel burdened by it, but choosing to see it as an opportunity will transform your world, will transform it'll transform your life. Just to, use big, bold statements. Because this is an all-consuming burden that you're feeling, and it doesn't have to be a burden. It doesn't have to be. All right, for all of you in retail, let me throw one action card for you guys. We have taste something sweet. Taste something sweet. Choose to taste something sweet, to bring something sweet into your life. Yeah. Taste something sweet. It's a shift in perspective. There's a choice. Taste something sweet just brings me straight to it's a choice. It's a choice. And go enjoy it, right? Go slow down and enjoy it. And indulge. Go have that thing that you're dreaming about. Indulge in that sweet thing that you've been dreaming about. All right. Moving right along to our service industry, everyone who's in hospitality, another big group of you all. Let's take a look at what you have coming up. What messages are coming through for everyone in the service industry and working in hospitality. Okay, we have risk in reverse. We have the frog in reverse. And the high priestess upright. Okay. So this feels very tied to your lifestyle. This feels very tied to like it seems like you have been stuck in a cycle or in a pattern or a routine that you want to change. And for some of you, this could be as big as a career. This could, for others, it could be as small as how you clean your home, right? Like, or your hobbies, or your social circles, or your relationships. Like, there's some cycle routine that you feel really stuck in. And what I'm seeing here is you have everything you need to change this pattern. You do. You have everything you need to change this pattern. You just need to stop seeing that change as a risk. Because there is absolutely the intimidating factor of the unknown, right? You break this pattern, you bring in something new, that you're going into the unknown. This pattern that you're not happy with is also safe, right? It's also reliable because it happens and happens and happens. You're in this routine, you're in this cycle. You may not be happy with it, but it's reliable. You know what's going to come. You're safe, right? But it's almost as if that desire to bring in that change, to break this cycle, to break this pattern, just keeps nagging you, right? It feels like it's just, okay, but what if, but what if, but what if? But it's that risk factor, the fear of the unknown that's stopping you, that's keeping you stuck here. Let me see if it's time. Is it time to break this cycle? Yeah. Butterfly. The butterfly is all about change, right? Think about the whole osmosis process. I love the symbol of the butterfly because you go from something as what I always think of as innocent as a caterpillar, and then goes through the cocoon phase, and it's kind of a gross process, right? It's fully like melting down and transforming into this beautiful butterfly, but it's not a pretty process. It represents so much of the hard work and the pain and kind of the uncomfortable factor that is always a part of change, that we never really want to think about that process. We just want to think about going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, and we never want to think about what that whole process of that transformation entails. But I'm being pulled to invite you to embrace the chaos there. Embrace the unknown and embrace the fact that it's going to get a little messy, and you may not know exactly which direction you're going in, but you're on the right path. And whatever, if you're feeling a little uncomfortable or if you're not sure what's up next, then you're heading in the right direction. This change is definitely what you should be doing right now. And yes, it definitely feels like now is the time. It definitely feels like now is the time. It's time for you to shed everything. It's like this armor that you've been carrying through this pattern, through this lifestyle. It's time to let that go. Purge it. Let it go, because you don't need it as you move into this next stage. You don't need it as you moved into this next stage. You feel so much lighter in this next stage, and it's time. It doesn't feel like a risk to me. That keeps coming up. You may be saying, but it's so risky. It's so risky. It doesn't feel like a risk to me. Okay? Let's get a action card for you all, everyone in hospitality. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Let's go. Speak your truth. Yeah, now is time. Also, let's just look at this card. She has the bird around her. I just immediately saw her as transforming into this bird. Talk about beautiful change. Talk about beautiful change. And if any of you are sitting here going, I don't know what's next, it really feels like you do. On some level, you do. And it may not be on your super conscious level, but it could be a dream that you had when you were younger, or it could be something that's always kind of itched you, but you've had a lot of doubt in saying, oh, I don't know if I could do that. And again, for some of you, this is as simple as like starting a new hobby or or bringing in a new cooking routine into your life, right? Like some of you, there's a big variety here, and for some of you, this is huge. This is, quitting your job and starting something new. Don't quit your job until you have something else lined up. But there's some of you, there are some really big, like starting your own companies, getting into actually giving that one relationship a shot and giving that person a chance. Like all these scary things that feel like jumping off a cliff. Really look at it before you say no, right? Before you go back to that safe space. All I'm asking is that you really look at it and give it a chance. And don't be afraid of the messy, gross process that is transforming from a caterpillar into a butterfly, because then you get to be a butterfly. Like it's worth it. What's really clear to me is it's worth it. It is. All right, those were our 3 readings for our 3 industry readings. I love being able to connect with large groups of people this way. I love being able to do zodiac readings. That's such a great way to connect with you all. But this is a way to reach most of you, or without needing to go through all 12 signs again too. So I really enjoy going through the zodiac readings. I think I'll probably be doing that once a month or so and giving you each a monthly look ahead. But I want to be doing more of these industry readings. So if you are watching at a later date and you say, I want my industry to be, I want my job and my career to be read, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I will connect with you next time. If it's not going to be a whole show of it, I'll at least do a couple every time that I connect with you guys. And now I want to touch base on my monthly challenge that I started. If for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I really enjoy New Year's resolutions. It's something that I look forward to every year. I love being able to slow down and reevaluate and I try to do it as much as I can throughout the year, but there's something that feels really sacred about New Year's resolutions. And while I want to keep that sacred and to allow that to be a really big reset every year, I also want to bring some of that magic into every month. And so I decided to challenge myself this year and take 12 of my manifestations or focuses or things I wanted to learn, 12 things that I wanted to experience throughout this year, and space it out into a month-by-month process. And so for my first month in January, I did bullet journaling. And I think the thing that I love about what I've set up for myself here is I'm giving myself so much grace through this, because I know that the person that I was at the end of December is not going to be the person who is doing all these manifestations by next December. I am already changing so much. We all change and grow and have different values or different we're just all evolving all the time, and we all and different interests and different passions and phases and stages in life, and they happen day by day and month by month. And so I really set myself up with some flexibility here, and I'm going into this curiously, right? I'm going into this with my main focus being I'm curious about what it is like to hold this energy throughout the year. And so for my first month of bullet journaling, I discovered I don't like bullet journaling. It's not, or at least at this stage in my life, it's not the way that I want to be journaling. I tried setting myself up with, doing it at a specific time and attaching it to something that I already did every day and making sure that I did it every day. And I found that the time that I was able to sit down and write, I wanted to just write. I didn't want to summarize my day in one line, right? As a busy mom who's running a business and has my little boy, I really value the time that I get to sit down and be with myself, and it's and I love writing. I love just having that stream of consciousness or reflecting on what's going on in my psyche, and just connecting with my own energy that way. And so for right now, I've decided bullet journaling is not for me, and maybe I'll try it again at some point in the future. And just my regular journaling that I love to do when I get to sit and write um, is something that I'm going to continue to do. What I do love about this is it really encouraged, I was encouraged to find that time every day to sit down and write. And it didn't happen every day, but when it did, it was very intentional, and I got to be very present with myself, and it was very, it felt very sacred, and I really enjoyed it. Um, so that was January. That's what I was looking at for January. For Let's see, do I have my, yeah, let's look at this. Okay, so here's my layout of the year. For February, I wanted a financial focus, and I was originally going to do a household budget, but what I'm doing now is meal planning. And it's something, I've always done a version of this, but I haven't been too specific or structured the uh, in the way that I do it every week. And so now I'm sitting down weekly, looking at what we have left over, looking at the meals I want to make, and writing out my grocery list and setting a budget for myself, and seeing if I can stick within that budget. Only go grocery shopping once that week. That's been a challenge. That's one thing I'm trying to hold myself to. And planning out each meal. And I've noticed that when I do, my family thrives really well. We eat really well. We go out and order takeout less often. So it's something that I really have wanted to focus on, and I think it's also going to set me up for my focus in March of no processed foods, and trying to just make sure we have as much whole foods as possible in our home and in our diet. And so that's the check-in that I wanted to give you guys on my monthly mission as I'm bringing that New Year's resolution energy to every month. And it's something that I've been really enjoying, and I've been loving being able to check in with my own growth that way every month, every couple weeks, and be able to check in and see how it's feeling. And I really enjoy, it's been something I really enjoy. And let me check in with you guys in the chat. I see Christine is here. Thank you so much for joining me. I love having you here. Christine just started her own, she came back. She had a wonderful radio show on 1-2 Radio years ago and just relaunched it yesterday. She is, you can find her at Christine Demorier on YouTube, and she's also simulcasted on 12radio.com. She'll be every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. She's an incredibly talented advisor over at 12 Listen, and I hope you all go check her out. She's incredible. And Mark is here. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining me. I'm loving being able to chat with you guys and pop in and see how everyone's doing. So thanks you guys for being here. I am going to wrap up early. We have a busy day ahead, and I want to make sure we're fully set up for our wonderful lineup over at 12 Radio and over here on YouTube as well. I have the honor of being the producer at 12 Radio, so I will be producing CA's wonderful show, Everyday Astrology. She will be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. She has Mo Abdabaki as her guest today, and the two of them just have incredible conversations. I love being able to produce that show and listen to it every week. So you can join CA on her show at Everyday Astrology with CA. That's her handle on YouTube. And then we have Kelly Whetstone, with empowerment at 10 a.m. And Kelly and CA will also be having a chat with their monthly meeting of the minds at 10 a.m. And you can find that on YouTube at Empowerment with Kelly Whetstone. And then to close our Tuesday lineup, we have Katie Weaver. You can find her on YouTube at Domestic Mystic, and she has her Katie Weaver show at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And all of these shows you can also listen on 12radio.com, and you can check out all the wonderful shows we have listed there. And that's our lineup for today. The only other announcement I have is Thursday is our 1-2 day over at 1-2 Listen, where we have our lowest rates of the month, and it's a great way to connect with a new advisor that you haven't spoken to before, and our system randomizes our rates, so we have changing rates throughout the day, so it's a good plan to check several times and see if there's a number that resonates with you or that you're comfortable with. And I encourage you to connect with a new advisor you haven't spoken to before. And this happens on the 12th of every month. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you all joining me today. I will be back with you all live next week at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And otherwise, you can find me over at 12listen.com. And go ahead and leave a comment if there's an industry that you would like me to connect with next time. And I really enjoyed being here, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time.